Alright, so what we're going to talk about real quick is how to make your name tag and how to kind of start tinkering with it. Today is going to be the first day of your name tag project. You're going to have a little later or a little more time later to kind of finalize it and do what you want to do with it. But I want to get you started on it today so you can kind of play around with it and make it your own. First thing you're going to need to do is open Photoshop here. So let me just pop this on top and shrink it down. You're going to need to open Photoshop here, and you're going to need to go up to the top, make sure it says the word Photoshop at the top, and hit File, New. Alright, once you've done that, I want you to make your own size document. So right here, under Preset Details, you need to put in your name, and I don't mean type the words your name, I mean actually, what is your name, right? So in my case, it would be trip-name tag. So that's what I'm looking for it to say, your name, dash whatever the project is, in this case name tag. If you have a common last name or first name, please put another initial in there. So mine would be D to start with. That way it's just easier for me to navigate. On the width, I want you to get off of pixels and go to inches. And I want the width and the height to be 3 inches by 2 inches tall. The resolution to be 150. This is how many pixels per square inch you have, so it's not the highest resolution, but it works. Color mode, I'm looking for CMYK. Again, that is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. We'll use this throughout this entire class. Now, as far as background contents go, you can click right here, and you can change your color to whatever you want it to be. So if I want a green background to start with, there it is. As far as everything else goes, just leave it the same and hit the button that says create right here, and that'll create. Now, being this is probably the first time we've really played with Photoshop together, I want you to drag this learn and this libraries tabs into the center if we haven't already, and I want you to kind of just to delete those tabs so they're out of your way. Now, what you're going to do for this name tag is you're going to drag at minimum 3 separate images in here. When you drag one in, you hit return, that'll lock it in. Now that's the wrong way of pulling in pictures. Try not to do that. What we want to do instead is grab our picture from our desktop or in Photoshop to hit File, not that button, good Lord, yeah I don't want that, go away. To go to File, Open, and that will allow us to open that image, or you can drag it right down here to the Photoshop icon, and that'll open it inside of Photoshop. Now from here, to move your picture over, all you're going to need is your Move tool. So V is the option for your Move tool if you want to grab that. I don't know why it won't let me drag this over. Anyway, I'm going to click right here in the middle of this picture, making sure the layer is unlocked first. And I'm going to click, hold, and drag this, just like our images crash course. I'm going to drag it up here to that name tag, which is frozen for some reason. And I'm going to let it go in here. Or I can copy and paste it. Command C or Control C on a PC will copy. Command V or Control V on a PC will paste. And you'll see it come in. Now, just like the images crash course, it may be a little big. So you can do Edit, Free Transform, or Command T, and you can shrink this down to be whatever size you want it to be. Now, there are 3 main things that you're looking to do here, at least as far as the pictures go. You need 3 images on this name tag, 3 total. One of these images needs to have a layer mask. So I'm going to make a quick selection. Assuming my computer wants to work. Good Lord. Alright, thank you. Assuming my computer wants to work, I want to make a quick selection of an area. And then I want to layer mask it. Now there's the button down at the bottom of the layers with the white square and the black circle like we've done in all of our crash courses so far. Or because my computer's froze up and doesn't want to move, I'm going to go up to the top to where it says layer. And I'm going to go to layer mask and I'm going to reveal selection. So I've got the center selected, I want to reveal that. And that cuts it out. That's my layer mask. Now down here at the bottom of layers, if fact, let me see if I can. Man, everything is acting goofy. Down here at the bottom, there it is. That's not going to do it either. At the bottom of layers, you'll see a half black, half white circle. There it is. That'll allow you to get your adjustments. Or right here is another place you can find your adjustments in your adjustments panel. So I'll zoom in on that. Each one of these allows for a different option, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you what it is. Or right here, you can choose one of these different options. So I'm just going to pick hue and saturation because it's easy. I can change the color of everything that I have here. And you'll see it changing the bottom color as well as the logo. I don't want it to do that. I only want it to change the logo. So I'm going to link this down using that button right there. That'll make it so that when I change the color, it only changes it on the logo. This is exactly what we did with the Emerald City and the Wizard of Oz thing. So you've seen this before as well. 3 images total. I'd like to see them all cut out, but at least one. I'd like to see more than one adjustment layer, but at least one. The last thing I want you to do, come on computer, is I want you to type in your name. Now not only are you going to type in your name here, you're going to add some style to it, assuming this wants to work. I'm going to click with my type tool. T is the shortcut for my text tool. And I'm going to click right here when this rainbow goes away, and I'm going to type in my name. I want your entire first and last name. It has to be both first and last name. It can be what you want people to call you. That's fine. It doesn't have to be like, your government name, right? But it needs to be both first and last. That helps me remember you. It helps me, when I stick it on my board, remember you 5 years from now. You're going to change the color up here at the top. You're going to change the font right here. You're going to change the size of the font right here. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to create a layer style. So let me make a big font here. Or not. Thank you, computer. So what you want to do last is you want to add some style to this name. So right here in your layers, I want you to notice the T layer, that's your text layer, which has your name. And just underneath that, you'll see the letters FX. That is called a layer style. You can click here and choose, or you can double click in this blank space to the right of your name, and it'll pop up anyway. In here, you have a bunch of different styles that'll kind of give different looks. So for instance, my bevel and emboss kind of gives a 3D look. My gradient overlay, that's my color overlay. My gradient overlay, once I click on that and choose a different gradient, it'll give me kind of a faded look of one color to the next. I can choose what type of gradient, whether it be a line or an angle or something reflective or whatever I kind of want to float as far as this look. And of course this is your name tag, so make it look how you want to. The drop shadow if you want to make things pop, or the outer glow if you want to make it even brighter. Play around with some of these options, and when you click on it, don't just click on it and say, oh, I've got them all clicked. Like, that's not what I'm looking for either. I want you to go over here and actually try to style it a little bit. Do something different with it. Maybe I don't like the inner shadow. Maybe I don't like the satin or the color overlay. Maybe I do like that pattern, but I don't like this dotted one. Maybe there's a different one in here that kind of creates a different look that looks a little cooler to me. Right? Maybe the stone textures. So play around with it. Don't feel like you're locked into anything. Today, what I want you to do is just kind of play. I want to see that you've worked on this name tag. I want to see some different layers. You can make your layers panel bigger by kind of stretching like that. And I want to see you kind of tinker around with things. Don't feel like you're limited to 3 pictures and 1 chunk of text either. You can add as many things as you want to on this. You can click right here to add a new layer. You can get your brush and you can sit here and paint specific areas if you want. You can change your color and do something different on this if you want. This is your name tag to go nuts with. Once you're done with this, I want you to take a screenshot of it, Again, on a Mac, that is Shift Command 3. On a PC, it could be a few different things, but it's probably Alt Print Screen at the same time. There is a link in the classroom on how to take a screenshot. Make sure you know how to do that. Take a screenshot of this name tag, turn it into today's canvas, hit File Submission, and put it right there into that file submission, that screenshot. That's what I'm looking for. So make sure you've got that turned in. You'll see confetti come raining down if you've done it right. So if you've got all that and it's turned in, good job. Move on to the next lesson tomorrow.